if you think that it's going to take months to really see a durable solution, do you think the United States then goes, you know what, we're done here. We're washing our hands of this. You two come to the table. You two negotiate without us. We're leaving here. Is there a real threat of the United States walking away from these negotiations? And what does that mean for the negotiations, if so?
Well, I do think that there's a bigger threat and a bigger risk of this happening. So, a few months ago, we would have said, especially under President Biden, we would have said that this was just not on the cards anytime soon. Now, I think because the current administration feels like its patience is being tested, the Trump administration and President Trump specifically, I do feel that he feels a level of irritation and potentially humiliation if Vladimir Putin does not come through. Because in many ways, I think Trump is actually putting his own reputation on the line to a degree in terms of saying, I am trying to do what I can here to get the two sides to come together and achieve peace. But if one or the other is going to essentially not do their part or do less than what they're supposed to do, then it makes him look bad. So he could very well throw the towel in and say, I don't want to do this anymore. Now, do I think that there will be pushback, including from his own administration, and they're going to probably talk him into changing his mind? Because this is not a great strategic move, I don't think, for the United States. I think that's possible, but I think him showing signs of at times losing his patience, being quite impulsive in terms of his decision making, he could very well say, I am not going to do this until you two come back to your senses, whoever that may be that he feels is the one that's not doing their part. And that's a risk. If that were to happen in the worst case scenario, I do think that at that point, Europe would really have to ramp up its involvement, its support. They're already working on that. We see not just the European Union as a bloc, but individual European governments that are very aware of this risk. And they understand that this is a possibility, especially under Donald Trump. So they do have to think about a what if scenario that is no longer just a tail risk. I think for some of those countries, that's actually a base case scenario that they have to operate under. And if that happens, there has to be a switch button where either individual European countries or the European Union as a bloc has to have some sort of a solution for what will they do if that comes to pass.